Men reveal their true feelings when they. What if I told you most men are carrying around a whole world of feelings that they rarely show? I'm talking about real emotions: love, fear, insecurity, pride that don't always come out in words. Instead, they leak out in ways we miss. Little behaviors, quiet signals, actions that speak louder than "I'm fine." And once you start to notice them, you'll never see men the same way again. See, society's been telling men for decades, be strong, don't cry, keep it together. And sure, there's strength in that, but there's also a cost. A lot of men grow up believing that being vulnerable means being weak, so they lock those emotions away. But here's the thing, those feelings don't just disappear. They come out sideways, in silence, in frustration, in late nights at work, in subtle little actions most people don't even notice. That's why today, we're going to talk about what's really going on when men reveal their true feelings, why they often hide them, how they actually express them, and how we can finally start to understand what's underneath the surface. The problem is simple. Men don't always feel safe showing emotion. From childhood it's drilled in, man up, don't cry, handle it yourself, so they learn to hold it in, to push it down. But here's the truth, emotions don't stay buried. They resurface, sometimes as anger, sometimes as distance, sometimes as stress that eats away at their health. And here's the challenge, men are expressing themselves, just not always in the ways people expect. If we don't know how to read it, we miss it. We misinterpret it. And that gap in understanding can break down relationships, friendships, even families. 1. Actions over words. A lot of men don't say "I love you" every day. Instead, they'll show up to fix something that's broken. They'll make sure your car has gas. They'll check if you got home safe. That's their version of saying, "You matter to me." 2. Silence isn't indifference. When a man goes quiet, it doesn't always mean he doesn't care. Sometimes, it means he's overwhelmed. Silence is a coping tool. It's him trying to process things on his own. 3. Anger as a mask. Here's a big one. Anger is one of the only emotions society tells men they're allowed to show. But behind that anger, it's usually fear, or sadness, or shame. Anger is the surface, vulnerability is what's underneath. 4. Body language tells the story. Clenched jaw, restless pacing, heavy sighs. You don't have to hear the words to know something's going on. The body will tell you before the voice does. 5. Small hints, big meaning. Sometimes men test the waters with a tiny comment. Work's been rough. Didn't sleep much last night. If you brush it off, the door closes. If you lean in and listen, the door opens wider. 6. Humor as a shield. Ever notice how jokes sometimes hide the truth? Sarcasm, self-deprecating humor, it's often covering something real. Pay attention to what he laughs about, because sometimes, that's what hurts the most. 7. Consistency equals love. Finally, men reveal devotion through consistency. Showing up. Staying loyal. Doing the small, everyday things over and over. That's not routine, it's their way of saying, "I'm here. I've got you." Here's the breakthrough. Men are not emotionless. They're not disconnected. They're just speaking a different emotional language. And once you start to hear it, everything changes. Instead of seeing silence as distance, you see it as a signal. Instead of reacting to anger with anger, you look for what's underneath. Instead of dismissing small actions, you recognize them as acts of love. This isn't about fixing men. It's about learning how to listen differently. To tune in not just to words but to actions, tone, body language, and energy. Because men reveal their feelings when they feel safe enough to do so. When they know they won't be judged. When they trust they won't be shamed. That's when the armor drops. And that's when you get to see the real man. So, here's the question. How do we help men feel safe enough to be real? First, create safe spaces. Let the men in your life know they can be honest with you. That you'll listen. That you won't laugh it off or use it against them. Second, validate the little openings. When he drops that small hint about being stressed or tired, don't brush it aside. That's not just talk. That's the crack in the door. Third, challenge the old stereotypes. If you're raising boys, don't teach them that crying is weak. If you're a friend, don't shame another guy for opening up. Normalize it. Fourth, be patient. Men aren't going to flip a switch and spill everything overnight. Years of being told to shut down don't vanish in a single conversation. It takes consistency. And finally, encourage help. Whether it's therapy, mentorship, or just talking to a close friend, remind men that asking for help is strength, not weakness. And if you're a man hearing this right now, listen closely. Your feelings are not a burden. You don't have to keep carrying the weight in silence. Vulnerability doesn't make you less of a man, it makes you human. And that humanity, that's where real connection begins. So pay attention, look closer, listen differently, because men do reveal their true feelings when they know it's safe. And when you notice it, when you honor it, when you welcome it, everything changes.